Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Joe Morley proudly presents the winner of Friday Night Wars. Oh, yes, that is myself, because Mike and his TikTok gang can't cut it. For more than 1 week, they can't show up and they can't back up Mike, because I'm here and I'm starting off the show. So you guys already know what that means. Joe, myself, took the victory. Mike, go ahead and let those tears fly. TikTok, TikTok, you can stop, right? You can stop because you're not around. That just shows that I'm here and I'm a better debater. I even turned some of your people to my people. Joe Morley is stealing fans, stealing hearts left and right. Everybody's falling in love with me, Mike. They're all coming on over. They're all coming on over, right? Team Joe stuff. Get your Team Joe stuff at FridayNightWars.com. FridayNightWars.com. Come on, guys. We're taking Mike down, and we're just going to slap him around for another episode that's about to start right now.
Let's get ready to rumble.
Step into the war zone.
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 Friday Night War Zone.
Friday Night War Zone.
Hey yo, it's Phil Flames. I'm with Mike on the Mic and Joe Morley. About to bring you more heat. Welcome to the war zone. You can have a floor seat. Watch them on your iPhone. Watch them on your Galaxy. It's a sports debate show. Straight up out of SoCal. Gather around the laptop. Friday nights it goes down. And we on the radio. Coming to your locale. Got into the third round. Better bring the smoke now. Step into the war zone.
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 Friday Night War Zone.
Friday Night War Zone.
Step into the 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 war zone.
Friday Night War Zone.
Friday Night War Zone.
Yeah, you won, Joe. Congratulations. Congratulations to Team Joe. You got a victory. And now we're down 2 points to Joe Morley. I can't even believe I'm saying that. When we started this show, I expected to be up by 10 already at this point. It's okay. Things are going to change. I have confidence in it. I'm still doing the giveaway. The winner was pulled literally an hour ago. Evan Peekster. I hope I said your name right. If I mispronounced it, I'm so sorry. Evan Peekster. I have it written down somewhere. Hit me up on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, or all of the above to claim your Team Mike exclusive
Giveaway stuff, and you still didn't win.
T-shirt jersey. Let's not sit here and act like you aren't giving away stuff to get those votes also.
That's right. I did give away stuff. There is 2 people that I did hit you guys up. So make sure you guys hit me up. Hulissa, and I forget the other winner. I'll have to look it up. But I did hit you guys up. So hit me up, get your free stuff, and let's continue to take Mike down.
It won't continue for much longer. We're going to step it up. Because you see, every time that you call them out, it just grows. We just gain another 5, 6, 7 subscribers to the channel that are on Team Mike. And at one point, it's going to be, insurmountable for you and your team to overcome my team. Because I don't mean to brag. I don't mean to be that guy. My team's bigger.
Doesn't matter. Bigger or not. Size doesn't matter, Mike.
It does.
You should know that by now.
It does. It does. It does when you're
matter.
fighting. It does when you're fighting wars. Size does matter.
Let me tell you, I'm like Miss Wilson.
Oh my!
You guys watched the Welcome to the War Zone with Tony Tucker and Mike and I on Wednesday night. It's Miss Wilson, right?
Doctor or professor.
Doctor,
I don't even remember.
professor, whatever. Wilson put Mike in his place
ever.
just like I do every Friday night. So just call me Mr. Wilson now.
Oh man, you want me to edit that one out? Mr. Wilson, Dr. Wilson, Professor Wilson. Yeah, she failed me for that project. And I think everyone that watches this show and everyone that watches any shows with Joe Morley or Mike on the Mic on it would agree that project that I did as my final paper, I did the Michael Jordan versus LeBron James debate, analyzing both sides. And by the way, I spent about 2 months researching, analyzing both sides, and still don't see what the Michael Jordan's fans have. I don't see the point still. LeBron James is the greatest basketball player of all time. But in the paper, I stayed unbiased, wrote an unbiased paper, gave the reasons for why people think it's LeBron, gave the reasons for why people think it's Michael Jordan, explained the relevance to the sports community and how big of an argument this is and how crazy it is that these guys are from completely different eras, played in completely different, almost different basketball games, the difference between eras, almost an entirely different sport at certain times when you're watching, but still it's just this giant controversy between who's the GOAT in the sport of basketball. But she failed me because she said it wasn't a relevant topic. It wasn't.
Well, your term papers are like the way you debate here on Friday night. Horrible. Shoot it over. Give me that win. I hope that she subscribed to this channel. And now, if just like the rest of you guys, if you haven't subscribed yet, like this video, do it now. Miss Wilson, you could like, subscribe, get your Team Joe gear, hit me up. I'll send you stuff for free.
One more thing. It's something that my wife pointed out to me when we were talking about this recently. Again, this topic's been brought up again ever since, I talked about it on the show. I did a rough draft of that paper and turned it in, and I think I got like a B- on my rough draft. So if you were going to fail me on the next paper, the final draft, maybe you should have said something about the topic not being relevant when I submitted the rough draft, which leads me to believe that, like I know a lot of professors do, I'm not trying to disrespect teachers or anything, but I'm talking college professors. She probably didn't read my rough draft. I'm just throwing it out there. She probably just gave me like an average of my other paper, said, hey, you probably did the same shit. Jake, I'm sorry. We'll bleep it out. Edit that out. Because he said if I don't curse, he's going to vote for me. I didn't say
Jake said that if Mike can go to an episode without cursing, he would get his vote, but that ain't getting edited out. Jake,
this is
shoot that. Shoot it on over.
This is the intro. This is the show. Damn. All right, I need to stop before I get into more trouble. Before we go to war, go to FridayNightWars.com. The same merch that we're giving away to you guys is for sale. It'll help support our show, and you'll get some awesome merch in the meantime. We got the Team Joe and Team Mike jerseys. I love both of those t-shirts, and I'm sure everyone that's a sports fan would as well. And then you got Just Joe Morley merch if you want to go and support him. I don't know why you would. You got Just Mike on the Mic merch, obviously the better choice. And then we have Friday Night Wars merch where we meet in the middle. Having a great time working with you, Joe, but I got to be honest, I don't see what the people see in you. Much like Michael Jordan, I don't think that you should be winning this argument.
Look, a lot of people tell my wife the same thing. They don't know why she's with me. They don't know what. She can't even tell you why. But something about me draws people over here. And I told you, it could be these beautiful ass eyes. It could. I just cussed too. So there's a strike against me.
Give me my vote. Put it on the board. Give me my vote. Give me my vote back, Jake. All right, we're even now. So
we're even.
Start fresh. Let's go to war.
Does the injury to Anthony Davis hurt LA's championship chances?
Anthony Davis is the second most important player on the Los Angeles Lakers, and probably a top 5, if anything, top 7 player in the entire NBA. So with that in mind, of course, this hurts your Los Angeles Lakers and my Los Angeles Lakers of going on another championship run. I was saying it over and over again when he first tweaked the Achilles earlier in the season that they need to sit him for 2 weeks, a month, 6 weeks, 8 weeks. I didn't care as long as it got him healthy, because these kind of injuries, Achilles, hamstrings, anything on your leg, any tendon or muscle on your leg, when you strain or injure or tweak one of those muscles or tendons, you're putting more work on your other tendons in your leg to keep you going. And at an elite level athlete that AD is, playing on the Los Angeles Lakers, who have to play hard every night trying to get that 1 seed, all that does, trying to play through that injury, is create further issues. And we saw with Kevin Durant a couple years ago, he fully tore his Achilles in the finals trying to play through an Achilles strain. It was much more important for the Lakers to keep AD healthy than it is for the Lakers to keep him playing through injury and securing the 1 seed. 100% unarguable. I don't think you could ever say that it's more important to have the 1 seed than have Anthony Davis available for your playoff run. I'd rather be the 2 seed and have AD. I'd rather be the 8 seed and have Anthony Davis versus be the 1 seed without Anthony Davis. That's how important it was that they got this man healthy. They took the risk, and now they're going to pay the price. Sure enough, couple days ago, his calf goes, and quite frankly, the Lakers are lucky, are getting out of this lucky that he only strained his calf. Now, there are rumors that the Lakers are going to make some big moves and are eyeing some big targets to replace AD for the time being. Bad news is, for us Lakers fans, there is not a top 5 or top 7 player like Anthony Davis available anywhere. Losing AD or having him play unhealthy in the playoffs is definitely going to hurt the Lakers' chances of repeating.
Mike, like you just said, Anthony Davis is the second star on the Los Angeles Lakers team, right? Last time I checked, they still have a guy named LeBron James over there. They still have him, right? He's still on the roster. How many times have we seen LeBron James win with no-name guys or people who have already lost a step, right? LeBron James is the Los Angeles Lakers. He is the Los Angeles Lakers. Anthony Davis just made it a lot easier, but losing him doesn't mean that the Lakers are now the Sacramento Kings, right? That doesn't mean that the Lakers just automatically drop to that level. LeBron James will carry this team all the way to a championship. Anthony Davis can take as much time as he needs to rest up and just relax, because that second ring is coming courtesy of Mr. James, right? That's right. I don't see why this injury is big news. LeBron James has been to 10 NBA championships, right? NBA finals. Come on. One injury is going to derail a LeBron James team. Get that out of here, Mike.
Yeah, you see, though, that's the thing, is Anthony Davis might be more important than LeBron James to this team. And I don't mean like in a sense that Anthony Davis does more than LeBron in the game. LeBron needs AD to take the pressure off of the rest of the team. We have built a very good veteran roster around these two superstars. But at the end of the season last year, Anthony Davis took over in the playoffs. And LeBron James was on the Lakers before Anthony Davis was for a season, and it wasn't too pretty. Now we do have a better cast now than we did then. I think they need to get him healthy for the playoffs to have a chance at a championship run still. And if we get the 3, 4, 5 seed, I'm completely fine with it. Just get Anthony Davis healthy. Whatever you got to do, massage this man's calf for hours and hours every day from now until the playoffs. Whatever you got to do, get this man back, because when we get into the West and the Utah Jazz, who are red hot right now, the Clippers, who are just, they're going to be a better roster than us if we don't have Anthony Davis out there. The Nets, the Bucks, those guys in the East. I don't know if the Lakers can take those guys down with just LeBron James in a 7-game series when it comes playoff time. Now, if we can get him back and at least to like 80% by playoffs, I still think the Lakers are the best team in the NBA.
We need to cue that little kid that goes, LeBron James, LeBron James, LeBron James, LeBron James. Cue him up right now.
I love getting on the LeBron James wagon as much as the next guy. And what he did in that finals when the Cavs were down 3-1 to the Golden State Warriors and came back, in my opinion, is one of the greatest feats that I've seen in sports history. One of. Before anyone takes me out of context, clips me up and throws it up on Sports Me. One of the greatest feats in sports history, in my opinion. And to this day, I'll never forget that. That was awesome. So if he does something like that again at this age, he was in his prime when that happened. Where are the Michael Jordan believers going to go?
Lakers, hop on that old man back of LeBron James, because he's going to carry it. To the championship.
No, I still think
Dude, that's a remix right there.
Yeah. Wicka. I still think he could. I still think he could. I mean, he's that amazing. It just comes down to the guys around him. With Anthony Davis, it's more of a lock to me, just because when you lose the guy, it kind of just comes out of LeBron James's hands. You don't have that sure thing superstar to kick the ball to when they double and triple team you anymore. So it's going to be in the hands of the role players around LeBron more than LeBron. All he has to do is just try and get them open and get them the ball. They got to make the plays. That's where I'm a little worried, because I trust Anthony Davis to make the plays. It's the rest that I don't know about. Kyle Kuzma is coming on, though. Can he step up and be that number 2 that we expected him to be when we decided to ship Brendan Ingram and a boatload of other guys that are averaging 15 points a game now away for Anthony Davis and keep Kuzma? Kuzma's got to step up now. This is his moment.
Losing Anthony Davis, Like the Lakers losing Anthony Davis is like Friday Night Wars losing you. It's okay. The show will go on. The superstar is still here.
Wait,
The one that everybody shows up to watch is still here.
I'm confused.
So we'll still be there. It's still all right.
Wait. Friday Night Wars is a debate show. If I watch, let's try it out. All right, debate without me here. Ready, go.
What's up, everybody? I'm debating myself. It's me, Joe Morley. And it's me, the other Joe Morley. And we're debating each other. Oh, yeah? What about Tom Brady? Man, Tom Brady sucks over there. Tom Brady. Oh, Tom Brady sucks. Is that what you're saying? Yeah, we don't even need that guy, Mike. Mike who? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So Tom Brady. Let's get on Tom Brady. See, Mike, that's how we do it. People would tune in just for that. Oh, if we need a third person, then we get a third person. I'm like, hey, it's me, the third person. It's right there. The show was
I think I won this round just because of what you guys just saw. You just saw a grown man say, Tom Brady sucks. No, he doesn't. Not Tom Brady. Hey, I'm over here. It's me. It's Joe Morley free. Oh, man. With that being said, let's go to the next round. Jeez.
Did the Padres make a good move signing Tatis Jr.?
Fernando Tatis Jr. hasn't played a full Major League Baseball 162 game season, but that doesn't mean anything, Mike. In the 143 games that he has played, Tatis has sparked the city of San Diego, the town that hardly has anything to root for, right? This town that the Padres brought in Eric Hosmer and Manny Machado, thinking they would be the headline guys in the city, said, we ain't buying into it. Now you have a 22-year-old shortstop that brings so much energy to the field, that showboats when he hits a home run, right? That lights up a city. $340 million over 14 years is what? Chump change, $24 million a year for a baseball team, right? But the Padres, okay, I'll give you this. The Padres are going to overpay for the first couple years, right? Because they're going to overpay for the first couple years, but they're going to be underpaying him in the last couple of years. So it works out. This is an awesome deal for Tatis and the Padres. Tatis is worth whatever someone wants to pay him, right? And that's $340 million. The Padres have the second best roster in the Major League Baseball. Too bad they're in the division with the Dodgers, right? It sucks. Tatis Jr. will be a star for years to come, and the Padres just secured it that it would all be done in San Diego. It's a great, great move.
Joe, when the Dodgers signed a guy by the name of Mookie Betts, I said on the record multiple times that the only way that it is worth this giant contract is if it wins us a World Series. And fortunately, it did. Now, this isn't a World Series ring. I'm just married. But here I am again. The only way this is worth the insane length, at least the very minimum contract, is if the Padres are going to win a championship as a result of this deal. Now, Tatis is a superstar. Do not get me wrong. I love watching the guy. He's electric. Even though he plays for a rival of my personal favorite team, the dude is amazing, and I wish he was a Dodger. But why can't you do a 5-year max deal or 4 years maybe even? You do not know what's going to happen in a 14-year time span to the player or to the Padres. And all I can look at to justify if the Padres should have made this insane move is by looking at, will they win a championship soon at the very minimum? Because this is probably the best Padres team I've seen in my lifetime. While San Diego did improve, when it came time to take down the big bad wolf of the NL, they got destroyed last year. Although they earned the name Slam Diego during the regular season, they aren't quite on the level of the Dodgers in the NL, and I still don't think so just because you gave Tatis more money that all of a sudden they are on the Dodgers level. And I have a sneaky feeling that in a full season, the Padres may have fizzled out eventually. Still a playoff team, in my opinion, but there was a period of time in there last year where I was sincerely concerned about the Padres, but this year I don't have similar feelings going into the season. As the 4th or 5th best team in the MLB, in my opinion, maybe 3, I could say, you go and sign a guy to a championship or bust deal like this. I don't think so. I don't think it's going to work out, but I hope they prove me wrong because the Padres are the last remaining team in San Diego, and that city needs you. I'm a big fan of San Diego, originally a San Diego Chargers fan. So I hope they do prove me wrong.
It's gonna be good because I'm a Dodger fan. You're a Dodger fan. I don't know if you've ever been to San Diego. I've been to San Diego to watch the Dodgers and the Padres game. And it's mostly all Dodger fans, right? It's all Dodger fans. So it's going to be nice to actually go down there and be hated on. When I wear Dodger gear to an opposing stadium, I should be booed. I shouldn't be welcomed there and be like, hey, what's up, man? Ready to watch the Dodgers win? No. So bring in Tatis Jr. Yeah, like I said, you are overpaying him. Right now, you're overpaying him. You're probably giving him, I don't know, 10 million more than he should be making at this moment in time. But in the back end, when he should be making $40 million a year, because that's the way he's going, right? He's going like this. He's going upwards. So he's going towards those big contracts anyways. Now you're just making it flat. You're making it 24 million over the whole year. You're not gonna get stuck with like an Albert Pujols deal where it's gonna cripple the franchise. $24 million is something they could work with. It's not, a crazy number that it's going to hurt the franchise. So that's what I like about this deal is you pay. Yeah, you lose, the franchise loses up front, but while he's young, and then when he's older and he's not making as much money, that's when they win it.
Yeah, and my thing is it going to win them a championship? And unfortunately for them, if this happened a couple of years ago and he was this good and this team was this good a couple of years ago, the answer might be different. But with the way the MLB is now, and with the Braves and the Dodgers, in my opinion, both being probably better than the Padres just a little bit right now in the NL alone, not even looking at the other conference, I'm not ready to spend that big money on a player unless I think it's going to be someone I'm bringing in to make us a championship team. I don't know how long Tatis had left on his contract. Probably one more year, huh?
Yeah, but then you had like all the arbitration years, all that stuff.
Yeah, so they could have delayed this a couple years, brought another big name that they think could have brought them over the edge versus signing him to his huge deal right now. But it is good for the city at the very minimum. He's an electric player. He's someone that the entire city has gotten behind as baseball fans, at least. But like you're saying, I am one of those Los Angeles Dodgers fans. I actually lived in San Diego for about a year. I went to almost every Padres Dodgers game that happened because it was $8 to go. It was $8 to go, and no San Diego fans were going to the game. I don't think there's that much of like a sports market in San Diego, unfortunately, and the Chargers experienced it too.
See, but what the Padres did is something that we want every franchise to do. Go out there and pay your young stars. Yeah. If you believe in them, keep them there. Don't make them go every year to year to arbitration and run them. The Braves did this a couple years ago with Albies and Acuna. They paid them early. They bought the arbitration years out. If you really truly believe in them, hey, go out there and show them. This is why. And you know what? Not everybody's going to get $340 million. Yeah. But when you have one franchise guy and you haven't been winning, like the Padres haven't been a winning team in a long time, and now you have a little bit of promise, do what you got to do.
Yeah, at the very minimum, he's a guy the city can get behind. And this is what you said just now may have won you this round. Not even what you said in the debate, because what you just said about Tatis and locking down your young player that you believe in, right, as a franchise, is exactly my argument for Dak Prescott. So I can't be arguing for Dak Prescott to get signed and then be arguing for Tatis's signing move to not be good. So congrats, Joe.
That's right. We're racking up, Joe.
Congrats, man. I hope people still vote for me for this round just to spite you. I think that would be pretty dope. All right, let's move on to the next one.
Was this the right move for the Colts?
The big issue with Carson Wentz in Philadelphia to me wasn't that Carson Wentz just all of a sudden forgot how to play quarterback in the NFL, because that's what it looked like. It was more of, I think the Eagles and Carson Wentz expected him to play Superman ball, much like we were seeing Mahomes trying to do in the Super Bowl. But Mahomes and Wentz are not the same kind of monster. They're not the same kind of player. With this move to Indianapolis, and especially the fact that Indianapolis could get out of this with only giving up a third-round pick for a former MVP candidate quarterback, of all things, not a running back, not a receiver, quarterback, the most important position in football right now, makes this move the right move to me. I thought they were going to give up way too much for Wentz. I saw some rumors about a deal that the Bears were trying to negotiate. They were giving up Tariq Cohen, some picks, and Nick Foles for Wentz. And I was like, dude, you're taking on a bad contract, and you're going to get rid of all your players and picks. I don't think that's a good move. But what the Colts got for Wentz, I think it was the right move because Wentz will not have to play that same Superman ball, as I like to call it, where he's the only player trying to make everything happen in Indianapolis. You have a solid O-line. I would like to see them add another receiver. I assume T.Y. Hilton is walking, but with T.Y. Hilton walking, that frees up like $7, $8, $9, $10 million to go ahead and throw at a guy named Allen Robinson, which we can talk about after in the little banter section, because that will be a perfect fit for Wentz. And Frank Wright was around for Wentz's beginnings, for the start of Carson Wentz, and what made Carson Wentz into what looked to be a promising top 10 quarterback before this season. I think we can all agree that he was trending that direction. I think this was a good move for the Colts because they got in it with very little spend, and they can get out of this once Carson Wentz's contract is over if they want to. And it's a good move for Wentz because he's not going to have to play that Superman ball. He can go back to doing what he did prior to this season.
Mike, the only good thing about the deal was, like you said, they gave up a third and a conditional second that could turn into a first, depending on some other stuff. But that's the only good thing. They didn't go out there and give up multiple first-round picks or anything like that. The Colts were linked to all kinds of quarterbacks this offseason, right? Once the Phillip Rivers news broke that he was retiring, this was the number one destination for any quarterback on the market. If there was a quarterback on the market, he was going to Indy, right? Everyone knew they weren't going to get Deshaun Watson because they're in the same division. Everybody knew that. I'm just wondering if Wentz makes them better. Sam Darnold was out there, right? I'd probably take him over Wentz. How much better is Wentz over Mitchell Trubisky, who you could have signed in free agency? Carson Wentz didn't play after week 12 of last season, and he still led the league in interceptions. He still led the league in interceptions. I don't think he is as bad as he showed last year. I think the Colts offensive line is a dominant group and will keep him up on his feet. But it just bothers me that I think that his mind, that mentally Wentz has to fight to find himself again and make sure that he knows that he can make the right throws again. The Colts have a lot of work to do to get Wentz back to his pre-2020 days, right? I just wonder if it was worth it and how much it actually makes them better.
And the question really is, when it comes to this deal, was Wentz's 2020 season an outlier season, or was that the end of his career? Because if that is what he's going to be from now on, yeah, that's the end of his career. He's not going to make – if he does that again next year, that might be it. You know what I mean? He doesn't even have a 2-year, 3-year window like a guy his age normally would have to struggle, because last year was one of the worst falls from grace that I've seen from a quarterback maybe ever. To go from, I think, top 10 at the borderline, you could say top 12, 100% in my opinion, before the 2020 season, top 15 quarterback in the NFL, to maybe the worst.
Yeah, no, he has no excuses. Now, if he goes to Indianapolis and he fails this one season, where like people are only going to give him one season. He has to play good this one season, and if he doesn't, yeah, he's done. And I don't know. I like Carson Wentz. I liked him before 2020, but I'm just wondering how much damage was done to him this last season. How much they got to him, and like you said, maybe Frank Reich can change him and get him back to where he was. But is it worth it? Is it worth doing all that to get a quarterback when you could have just plugged in somebody else and had him ready to go?
I think the thing that'll make it worth it more than anything in the world right now is if they can get him to restructure that contract. If they can get him to restructure that contract to where the Eagles are paying most of it, then 100% it's worth it to me. The only thing that concerns me is, say Sam Darnold goes to Pittsburgh, which I think will be a great fit for him, and balls out over there, which I think he could with Mike Tomlin. I think Mike Tomlin will be a great guy to mentor Sam Darnold. Say that happens and Carson Wentz struggles in Indy, you look like a buffoon, because Sam Darnold's going to be on, minimum like prove it deal, and Carson Wentz is getting paid top 10 money in the NFL.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah,
I don't know. This deal could have waited. I think it could have waited. I think they pulled the trigger too early. They could have waited, see what else was out there. But in all reality, they didn't really give up much for a starting quarterback. If Wentz pans out and becomes a great quarterback, and say they don't even have to win a Super Bowl, if he could just get them to the championship game, the AFC championship game, giving up a third in the second round pick is kind of worth it. Even if they do end up giving up that first round pick next year, it's kind of worth it if he could win more games, right? But if he goes out there and lays an egg, yeah, you're going to look horrible because of all the other options that were out there. Even in the draft, people are looking that way. You know what I mean? There's so much that still has to go in to know if this was a good trade or how much is this actually going to help. And plus, I'm not really sold on the Indianapolis offense. We know what Jonathan Taylor became at the end of the season. Michael Pittman started to pick it up. But like you said, where is T.Y. Hilton? What else do they have? What else do the Colts have to help them out?
That's what I'm saying. If they can, T.Y.'s walking, in my opinion. He's either walking or he's going to sign a very veteran minimum deal because T.Y. Hilton, his entire game has been his speed, and he has clearly lost a step. So when you lose a step and you're a speed style receiver, sorry. I mean, I love T.Y. Hilton. He's one of my favorite receivers of my childhood growing up and everything, and getting to watch his career develop. But at a certain point, when you lose a step, probably due to injuries, he's dealt with a lot of injuries, you're not a wide receiver one anymore. And he's not a wide receiver one anymore. So if he wants wide receiver one money or even just average money, the Colts are probably going to let him walk. He's going to go to a team that has a bunch of receivers and just be an extra guy on the roster, which will free up a good 7, 8, 9, 10. I don't know how much T.Y. is going to go for. His market value is going to be very interesting considering he went from a wide receiver one to maybe not even on a roster this year. His value is going to be very tricky to evaluate, but you can save that money and go after Allen Robinson because the Colts do have a great cap situation. And even acquiring Wentz, they were paying Philip Rivers $25 million last year. So it's not like it's a drastic loss in money, but with Wentz coming and making more in Rivers, like you said, for this to work out, he's got to take him further than Rivers.
Well, the Eagles are still taking a $33.8 million cap hit. Like that's how much they're carrying in dead money. That's crazy. That right there is crazy. But yeah, they're taking that hit. The Eagles are taking that. That's on their books. They've already came out and said the salary cap's going to be at what, 180 million this year, which is lower than what everybody expected to be just because of COVID and all that. I don't think Allen Robinson will be in the play because I think the Bears are going to franchise him. Not meaning that he's going to be back, but I think they're going to franchise him and make somebody trade for him if you really want him. I could see Juju Smith going there, maybe Chris Godwin if he doesn't stay in Tampa Bay. Those are the kind of guys I could see going to Indy. But Wentz has to be on his game. He has to be on his game, and I don't know. I'm right as of now. I'm not buying into it.
Yeah, and those names, Chris Godwin, Juju Smith, those guys still don't really put you over the top receiving core wise. Those guys are really good wide receiver twos, not quite wide receiver ones to me quite yet.
See, I posted stuff about Wentz. I said Colts got their guy, right? Colts got their guy in Carson Wentz. And people are on there. People are in my comments on Instagram saying they are now Super Bowl contenders. Like, I'm like, are you guys? I pulled out the Dennis Green card. I was like, you want to crown him? But come on, man.
That's too far just because the Bills are up and coming. And I don't think Carson Wentz is so much better than Philip Rivers that he puts them over the Bills. The Chiefs are better. I think the Chiefs are better. I think the Ravens are better. The Browns are coming on. If Stefanski can get that defense fixed, the Browns are going to be real good. I think that the Colts are probably a 4 seed or 5 seed still. But the question is will they, one, go get the receiver like I'm saying? And does Wentz improve them more than Rivers? I think he does a little bit, but is it enough to take you to contention level? Maybe in the AFC, but definitely not for the Super Bowl. I don't think so.
Yeah, I'm not crowning them AFC Super Bowl contenders at this moment like some of these people.
They're still not even close to the Kansas City Chiefs, and the Kansas City Chiefs got a rude awakening in the Super Bowl. They're going to make moves this offseason. So
hopefully if they have money, right? They got a Kansas City Chiefs. This is what we're talking about. The Chiefs needed this Super Bowl to keep it up. But then again, with the $180 million salary cap space, you might see this year might be one of those years, and they're talking about it, that all these players take 1 year, make it or break it contracts, and they go to these places and they make super teams. This could be the year. We've never seen it. We really don't see it in the NFL, but this could be the year that we see super teams because the salary cap is low. Teams just go get your Super Bowl, and then next year get your contract.
Well, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers were the first super team, I think. That was a super team. I don't care what anyone says, because what really made it a super team was, one, Tom Brady didn't seem to regress from previous years. He has regressed from his prime. Again, don't attack me on sports, me. He has regressed since his prime, but from 40 to 43, I don't see regression. If anything, I see a little bit of improvement. And then the second thing that made the Buccaneers a super team to me, because they had the linebackers, they had the D line, they had the receivers, they had the O line, they had the running backs, they had Tom Brady. It was the secondary was the question, and that secondary stepped up. A bunch of young corners, and the big one, Antoine Winfield Jr. stepping up. That's what made them a super team. That was a super team. And if they make any more moves further than re-signing the guys that are up for free agency, holy crap.
So you're calling it now, right? Mike is calling it now, guys. Tampa Bay going back to back.
No, I didn't say that. I need to see the entire offseason first. I think that Kansas City is going to be back. I don't know. It just depends on what Tampa does with Levante David, what Tampa does with Chris Godwin. Those are some big players. Those are some big guys they could lose, and that could bring them down a notch. And it depends to me what the Packers do also. I think that Aaron Rodgers, with everything that he said right after that game, was him saying, time to go all in, boys, because I'm about to be the – oh, almost got me, Jake. I'm about to get out of here. So I think that the Packers are going to make moves too. We'll see. It's going to be an interesting offseason for sure because, like you said, the players know the cap isn't going to go up, so they know that the big money might be in the following season, offseason.
Yeah, okay. All right, I'll give you that. All right, guys. You guys heard the 3 rounds. That was Mike and me and I going at it for 3 rounds. Go down there. Let us know who won each round. Let us know who won overall. Was it Team Joe? Was it Team Mike? And if you guys want to join the team, head on over to FridayNightWars.com and pick up your merchandise because we got. And if you guys love Friday Night Wars, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button too. Send it to your family and friends because, like you said, if you can't support us on the FridayNightWars.com, you can support us by sharing our links out there and getting more faces to watch us. But if you guys like Mike and I, there are big things coming. I'm just going to leave it there, Mike, but big things are coming.
Yeah, I definitely think it's worth the 3 seconds of your time to hit the subscribe button for what we have in store for y'all. 100%. Anyways, FridayNightWars.com. Everything Joe said, let's do it. If you're, my personal family and friend, please share it with some people that possibly I don't even know, but I know through you. Really appreciate it. That is powerful when your family and friends can share it with 3 or 4 people a piece because, boom, it starts compiling. And that's how you get this thing around. Last words, Joe. Vote for Mike.
Let's just rack those wins up because TikTok followers ain't coming. The Joe Morley army is around.
Trying to copy me a little bit. All right, guys, just always remember, hey, you never know when you're talking sports in a sports debate when you're going to have to go to war.
Step into the war zone.
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 Friday night war zone.
Friday night war zone.
But the bad news is for everyone that is a Los Angeles Lakers fan, including myself, there is no top 5 or top 10. Oof. Edit that out, feature Mike. You want to flip me off real quick? All right, cool.